Good morning! Today is Friday, May 9th. It's currently 9:30 in the morning. I just woke up and quickly got ready, but I'm on my way to go get a haircut today. I'm so excited. I've been waiting a really long time to get a haircut, and it's also been kind of challenging to find a reasonably priced haircut here in the city, but I think I found one, so let's go! Stopping at Ocean Beach now. It's pretty cold on this side of the city right now. I'm so glad I had my puffer jacket. This is what the beach is in San Francisco. Walking through the Golden Gate Park now. I probably should have rented a bike. But it's hot again, so I took my jacket off. Tell, but that right there is one of the bison paddocks. Oh look. lobby of my building. Check. This is the oldest elevator ever. Finally made it home. It's currently around 4:15 p.m. I've been out pretty much all day. It's been a really nice and sunny day out in the city, so I'm so thankful. I feel like I went around like the whole city. Like I went from the financial district all the way to Ocean Beach. I caught the bus to Fillmore Street and I was walking around there for a little while, and then I just caught an Uber back home. I went in a little loop-de-loop of the city. So I did start my day off with a haircut. This is the result. She did a really cute blowout. It feels so bouncy and airy. That feeling after a haircut always feels so good, like so refreshing and light. I don't know if you can tell because my hair is so dark, but anyways, I got some layers and I also cut 3 inches off. So I've been living in the city for 10 months now. I feel like I would call it like the tender knob, which is like right in the, not the middle, but like borderline tenderloin and then like lower Nob Hill. It's so funny because I was just telling my friend this the other day that I never ever would have thought that I would be living in the tenderloin or so close to the tenderloin ever in my life, but here we are. I actually love my studio here. It's very spacious, and it really is my sanctuary here. The whole 10 months that I've been here so far, nothing scary or bad has happened to me, honestly. Like there are some times when like I'm like walking and then I pass somebody and I feel a little bit fearful, but I just keep walking past them and I don't really acknowledge them or make eye contact or anything, and then it's fine. But it's not too bad. There are some days where I step outside and I do feel a little overwhelmed by like the dirtiness of the city. For example, if I walk outside and there's like a bunch of big piles of like poop on the sidewalk, or just like so much trash and food, even like pee on the sidewalk from humans or dogs, like it feels really gross sometimes. But I don't know, I feel like I also kind of got used to it, and I just make sure that whenever I'm walking on the streets out here, then I just watch my step. One of the biggest lessons I learned about living in the city, and I learned this in like my first week, is that you have to walk with purpose. Like you can't just be like wandering and strolling around when you're walking. You have to be like, I'm going here. Even if you don't exactly have somewhere to go, you have to look like you have somewhere to go, because if you don't and you're just like strolling and wandering, then people are going to see that like you're unfamiliar with the area, and just a little bit more vulnerable. And then at that point is when they might try to bother you about something. I remember the first week that I was here and I was like walking at my like very slow, like casual pace. Everybody used to like stop me on the streets and just like ask me for help or ask me for directions or ask me for money, or like just keep bothering me. Now I notice that when I walk quicker and with purpose, I get bothered less, which in a city is a lot more ideal. This was a big like adjustment for me because I'm from Hawaii and everybody's like so friendly and so open and so willing to help each other. But out here it's just like so much more different, and you have to be a lot more on guard. Even though somebody might come across as nice, they could easily be the complete opposite and something could happen. Yeah, I just learned very quickly to walk with purpose. Another lesson I learned very quickly when I moved here is that jaywalking is completely normal here. I remember when I was like walking around the city and like waiting at a crosswalk, And then I noticed that like a lot of the people around me would just go and walk. I picked up on that after like the first few days here actually. And now I feel really impatient anytime I'm at a crosswalk. Okay, let's talk about public transportation here. So I'm coming from Hawaii and I used to catch the bus like when I was in like middle school and high school. But I would only catch it like to and from school, not like super long distances, because the public transportation system in Hawaii is kind of really slow. As soon as I turned like 16 or 16 and a half, then I got a car. So I've been driving pretty much like as long as I could legally be driving. So that is what I'm used to. But when I decided to move to San Francisco, I also decided not to bring a car and not to have a car, so I would really just be relying on public transportation. When I first moved to San Francisco, I learned that there's a lot more public transportation options than I even knew about. I, for some reason, thought that San Francisco only had like the bus system. But then I learned that there's Caltrain, there's Muni, there's the buses, there's cable cars. People use bikes a lot here and scooters, and then obviously like the normal buses, and they also have like rapid transit buses too, and then I also walk a lot. I've been living here for under a year and I've been able to survive off of not having a car, and I feel like it's been okay. I honestly do feel a little bit trapped sometimes because I don't have a car, and it also takes like a lot of energy to plan around public transportation. That's just for me because I didn't exactly like grow up with that being the norm. I grew up having a car, so that's like what I'm used to. So for me to use public transportation does take a lot more effort and a lot more energy, honestly. Sometimes for me, it just feels really hard to be on public transportation. Like I get motion sickness, I get car sick, and then like it honestly feels a little exhausting to be surrounded by so many different people, especially when the buses or the trains get really packed. And then you just have to like make sure that you're paying attention to your stop and everything. Like just feels like it takes so much more planning. But I mean, here we are like 10 months in and I've been able to survive off of that. Oh, another thing I want to talk about, and this is a little bit more on like it could be positive or negative. It kind of just depends where you're coming from and what you prefer. For me, I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit in between the positive and negative though. I'm undecided as of right now. Coming from an island to a city, one of the big things is that like when you're living on an island, anywhere you go, you're basically bound to bump into somebody that you know, somebody from high school, somebody from elementary school or middle school, somebody that you used to work with or go to class with or whatever. And sometimes that can honestly get a little bit frustrating because you're like, oh my god, this island is too small. But living in a city, I feel like that is the complete opposite. I'll go somewhere and like not recognize a single person. Like everybody looks so different and everybody is a stranger. So sometimes I really do appreciate the fact that like I can go somewhere and like not have to think about bumping into somebody from my past. But then I feel like it can also get like a little bit lonely. I just feel like there's no sense of like familiarity or like community. Sometimes there have been a couple times actually, and it's kind of cute that I've bumped into people that I know here in the city, which is kind of interesting because I don't know a lot of people. So when that does happen, I'm just like, whoa, this is weird. But yeah, it's an interesting concept. Like today I was out and I like didn't recognize a single person, and just like everybody looks so different and there's so much diversity here. So yeah, that's just a part of living in the city. Also, like San Francisco's not even that big, and I feel like if I were to have spent so much more time here, been here for longer, then there would be a lot more instances where I would probably be seeing people that I know or that I'm familiar with. Another huge part about living in the city, and this is kind of an obvious one, is that it's so expensive. Anytime I step outside, I am bound to spend at least like $50 a day or something. It's because like you're surrounded by buildings and shops and so many restaurants and advertisements and stuff that is just like in your head. So yeah, those are a few of the realities and things that I've learned and observed from my time here living in the city / living in San Francisco. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.